All right. So as we continue right now on the program, I do want to jump right back out to our Village Inn hotline. Village Inn hotline's been busy today. You can reserve your holiday pies. Thanksgiving is right around the corner at all Village Inn locations around El Paso. Perfect for Thanksgiving, which is a week from today. But joining us on the Village Inn hotline, a man who, I'm not going to lie to you, they are hot. They are water cooler talk right now around El Paso. I think at first people were a little confused. Now they understand. And more people starting to say, UTEP has a club hockey team in this town. Well, they do. And they're beating other Texas schools. And they're definitely starting to get some notice around the state. So here with us right now on our Village Inn hotline is the head coach of the UTEP hockey team. And that is the club team here in El Paso, Tom Herman. Tom, good to have you on the show. And, normally I'm talking Rhinos hockey with your brother Corey, but this is your baby, something that the two of you have been working on for a few years now, if not longer. And I think El Paso is starting to realize that, yep, UTEP has a club hockey team. They're pretty good, and more people starting to get excited about it.
Thanks for having me, Cappy. And, it's something we've always kind of dreamed about having, and time has come, and it's been really exciting so far.
Tell me first off, I know it's not an easy process. You have to go a lot of paperwork and applications and then get approval. And it's kind of crazy because once you got word that this was going to happen, you really didn't have a lot of time before you had to field a team and get ready for the season, right?
No, exactly. And it's really a lot of credit to the student athletes that we have on our team. They had to do a lot of the legwork with UTEP and getting the club established and everything like that. And really, that I think took the most time as far as our plan for the team and bringing a team here was making sure that we had the right students enrolling and that solid foundation. And it just happened to be. Last year we started talking more and more about it, and there's a lot of players that were graduating from the Rhinos and, through our youth and high school program, and it is just the right time and the right fit, and, they pulled it off. And then, the recruiting to convince, other students to come to UTEP to play on the club team started, and we made it happen, and it's been turning out pretty well.
I think it's turned out more than that. You've beaten some very well-established Texas schools. I think the win over Texas Tech really started to get some people's attention.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Just for a first homestand and not really knowing what to expect, and it's not always fair for we try not to compare the club team to the Rhino fans and stuff like that. But that was kind of the whole. Hope and dream is to, have the fans, packed in there like the Rhino games and coming out for the first game and seeing all the support and a completely different fan base, wearing their orange and blue UTEP colors and cheering the team on. It was fantastic. And, we couldn't ask for a better support right off the bat.
I love the fact that you've already got Pater Pete out there on skates, holding the pickaxe with his UTEP jersey. That tells me a little something. So now you got the UTEP mascot actually making an appearance this week, and that's perfect, man. I tell you, that's just what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. Pater Pete will be there tomorrow night. We have a lot of stuff going on. It should be pretty exciting. We're hosting Texas State, so we're excited to have Pater Pete and the continued support and growing support from everyone involved.
You mentioned a moment ago, Tom, and if you're just joining us, folks, Tom Herman, who is head coach of the UTEP Minor club hockey team, with us on the phone lines right now, that you had to get some recruiting to get players to come to UTEP and play on this club team. How many Rhinos or former Rhinos right now are on the roster?
Right now we have four former Rhinos that are on the team. And then, a couple other players that have played junior hockey, one from Canada, and then quite a few guys that played through our local youth association and high school program.
Okay, so the 4 former Rhinos plus a couple of other junior players and the youth players, it tells me that as far as a level of hockey, I mean, how would you compare the level of hockey being played by the Miners in these leagues to what you're used to seeing with the Rhinos?
It's pretty similar. College hockey is a little bit different of a game, but for the most part, it's the same style of hockey. A lot of checking, a lot of speed, and a lot of excitement. Again, there's some minor rule differences and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's the same brand of hockey, and it's pretty exciting.
Well, it also tells me that since the two of you, yourself and Corey, have been really, cultivating this junior program in El Paso now for more than a decade, and getting kids when they could first learn to skate all the way up through high school and beyond, that this is a great feeder program, even if you have players that, let's say, don't play with the Rhinos if they're not good enough, but they want to stay in El Paso, attend UTEP, and they're good enough to play club hockey. This is a great avenue for them.
No, it's a perfect opportunity for them and a perfect avenue for them. And that's really what ignited the process for the team. You remember Mikey Rivera, a local kid that went through our whole entire youth program, ended up captaining the Rhino team and actually leading the team in points while he was going to UTEP. And, at the time we didn't have the club team, and last season he won a national championship with University of Central Oklahoma's club team and was a playoff MVP. So it's kind of one of those situations where, we're developing our youth kids, we're bringing in all these, other players for the Rhino team, and UTEP's, a great school. Why are we sending them away when they can get a great education, here in El Paso? They love El Paso, and UTEP's a fairly affordable school. So it just, it all just made sense, and like I said, the timing was just perfect, and we got it going, and like I said, it's been pretty great.
Yeah, that's great. Tom Herman, head coach of the UTEP Miner club hockey team, with us on our Village Inn hotline right now. UTEP Miner tweets the show at 600 ESPN El Paso. Wants to know if recruiting has already started for next year.
That's been a pretty different aspect, or it's just been completely different than the Rhinos. We don't have the luxury of trading players or bringing in players halfway through the season. Or anything like that. We can bring in players second semester, so we are looking to add. I think right now we have 3 commitments for the second half of the year. We're continuing to look for players and get guys to apply to UTEP and get accepted. And that's one thing that we got to make sure that happens too. Is that we're bringing in players that can get accepted into UTEP and attend classes and all that. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, recruiting never stops really, whether it's for second semester or even next year already.
UTEP and Texas State will be playing Friday and Saturday night, 7:30 face-off, both for both games. You can check that out online at minershockey.com. That is minershockey.com. You can also like UTEP Miners Hockey Club on Facebook and get more information. Now, you have nothing to do with the UTEP athletic department, correct? This is because it's a club hockey team and you're kind of going under the club rules. You're able to essentially market this product and stage these games and not have to worry really about anything from the athletic department.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules that we have to make sure we're following and everything like that. And we fall under rec sports, so like I said, there's different rules we got to make sure we're following. And and everyone at UTEP's been very supportive, everywhere, whether it be right from the registrar's office to applications to the rec sports. They've been great, and even the athletic department, making sure that we're not doing stuff we're not supposed to be doing and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a pretty big learning curve, but it's been pretty valuable. experience.
Last question before I let you go. How surprised are you with the crowds you're attending for these home games? I mean, we're not talking a couple hundred people here. You're busting over 1,000, 1,500 for these home games right now.
Yeah, like I said, it's been amazing. Something that we had hoped for, kind of by the end of year one or start of year two, but to see it right from the get-go, it's been fantastic. And, we're hoping that, the fans are enjoying the games and, enjoying what we're putting out on the ice. I know the players are trying their hardest and really proud to be able to wear the UTEP jersey. So, we hope for continued support.
Is the future Division I for you, or would you just want to get to the point where you can start playing against the Arizona States and the Arizonas and the California schools? Because I noticed that there's really no D1 school west of Colorado right now.
Yeah, that's definitely something we want to do. We want to continue to move forward with the team, and that's what we want to do. We really want to establish a team within Texas and with those schools that. But eventually, moving the team up to Division I is definitely our goal, and we're hoping to do that, sooner than later.
Excellent job. All right, Tom. Looking forward to tomorrow night and Saturday. Great having you on the show. We appreciate it, and let's get you back to talk UTEP hockey throughout the course of the season. All right.
Sounds great. Thanks, Cappy.
You're welcome. He's Tom Herman, head coach of the UTEP Minor Club hockey team on our Village Inn hotline at 5:45 till 6 o'clock. Again, folks, UTEP Miners Hockey Club on Facebook, minershockey.com.